Gaurav, it's going to be a busy day for you, busy weekend, because you also have Kotak Bank that's going to be coming out with its numbers. Tell us what the street is expecting, and tell us what are you also penciling in on the advances and deposit front.
Well, yes, when we talk about Kotak Mahindra Bank, we have already seen that the bank has actually grown its deposits and advances way ahead of the industry, and that is the reason why when we talk about Q4, now the street is expecting 16% growth for advances, as well as when we talk about deposit, they are expecting the range somewhere in the range of 12% growth for Kotak Mahindra Bank. And when we talk about the profitability and the impact of this growth, we may see the same impact on net interest income as well. They are expecting around 7% growth in net interest income. Now there are 2 points to consider here is that first, when we talk about advances growth, there are two triggers for advances growth. First is that now RBI has lifted the embargo on credit card issuance, and that is the reason we may see an uptick in advances. And second is that Kotak Mahindra Bank recently acquired Standard Chartered's portfolio, and that can also push the advances growth a little for the bank. On the other hand, when we talk about deposit, now RBI has also lifted embargo on onboarding new customers from the online platform, and that is the reason why deposits may also remain strong. As a result, when we talk about pre-provisional operating profit, we may see an increase of around 3% on a year-on-year basis. Cost to income is likely to remain stable, and as a result, when we talk about profitability, although it may decline almost by 12% on a year-on-year basis, because last year in the same quarter we saw provisioning was a little lower, but on a sequential basis we may see an uptick of around 10%. When we talk about credit cost, we may not see any kind of large uptick. In fact, credit cost is likely to stay stable, and asset quality is also likely to stay stable for the bank. And as a result, when we talk about net interest margins, it is likely to decline almost by 4 basis points, but street is also factoring in a positive surprise, because when we look at the other banks, we have already seen the banks reported better net interest margins than expected. When we talk about expectation, any kind of FY26 commentary is a very key thing to watch out for, because we have already seen that the embargo has been lifted. So any commentary on the unsecured portfolio, how the growth trajectory is going to be a key thing to watch out for, and any kind of commentary on deposit growth is also going to be a key thing to watch out for. But definitely a positive number is what we are expecting from Kotak Mahindra Bank.
All right, so that's the word coming in for both Kotak Mahindra Bank and SBI. This is what we are expecting from both the banks that are all set to report their Q4 numbers. But let's